Hey, so I just wanted to come around with a quick update on how everything is going. This week, Dominic finished a project that he has been working on for months. Not that it was a super long project, it was just that it's just hard to make the time, but it is something that he finished he's super happy about. That is our garbage box at the end of our driveway.
Put a picture on my
Right.
okay. A little bit. That's all. I'm going to try to scoop it up very delicately. I've been practicing a lot with the loader, so I think I'm going to be able to just feather it in underneath and then tie a rope around it, and then I'll be able to pick it up no problem. Did it work? I can't really see. Alright, so I disassembled the pallet, which I'm going to make the lid out of. So the 2x4, whatever they are, that go in the middle, they're exactly, like, I couldn't have planned it out better. They're exactly perfectly the length of the width of the garbage box. So I'm going to use one in the back to anchor down, and then I'll attach the hinges onto him to this one, so he'll be able to lift up and down. And then another one for the front lid, and then I painted all the boards, which I'm going to use as like that. So got all the boards painted up, ready to put them in place, and I'm one short, so I'm going to have to knock a board off another pallet and paint her up and wait. So that's going to be a big delay for a little bit of work, but that's it. That's all we can do. Alright, so now we'll just touch up the front edge there, and I'll dab in any of the screw holes, and I'll reach in and paint the 2x3 underneath that I didn't paint yet, and I think it's just to find a handle then.
It's taken a few months, but Dominic has finally finished the garbage box. It does need a handle, but it's pretty heavy actually, so the animals won't get in, but finally we have got a non-rickety, falling apart garbage box, and I think it looks pretty good. Pretty happy with it. It's gonna look nice at the end of the driveway. It's Friday afternoon. Dominic is getting ready to move the sheep, and we're going to build the brooder and actually pick up our third batch of meat chicks today. We have got our current batch out on the pasture, which means that the brooder will be opened up, and they'll stay in that brooder until the batch that is on the pasture is processed, and then we can move them out into that tractor when it is empty. That's what we did with the last batch. This will be our third one of the year, and then one more after this, for a total of like 120 birds. I ran into the house, and then when I came back out, our buddy's out wandering around, so I gotta go and help Dominic. What do you want me to do?
I don't need your help.
You don't need my help. Look at me.
Strong, independent man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just moving them up one, well, Dominic is just moving them up one little section, and they'll stay here for a day or so because the chicken tractor is going to be moving through here, so we can't leave them too long, but logistically it'll all work out. Okay, we are back with building the brooder. Now, we're building the brooder before we go to get the chicks. So we don't have another brooder. We're just building it back in the corner. But I feel like it's a big improvement that we're gonna have it up and running before we go and get the chicks. It's a big step forward for us. They must get their chicks from the same places. Cool, then.
Oh yeah, I think they all get them.
So you have to bring your own box, and the only box that we had that was like kind of sturdy was one that the kids had drawn on, which is why there's markers all over that box. But we picked up the chicks, and we are on our way back home to put them in the brooder. All right, the chicks are in and they're drinking water, got their food. It's a pretty hot day, so we're not too worried about them getting too cold. And so we just gotta watch so they don't get too hot. It's gonna be pretty hot over the next couple days, so something we gotta worry about. Hey, it is all finished and Dominic is ready to get the tractor and move this guy down to the bottom of the driveway.
Oh, you go looking at yourself? You see your reflection. Oh, wow.
Say hi to Poppy.
Hi, Poppy.
We're in the middle of a heat wave up here in Nova Scotia. I think Newfoundland and PEI as well, but it's pretty hot, so I'm just gonna have a little look around, see how the animals are doing, how they're handling the heat. Poor pigs. Usually when I come up, I guess I'm usually carrying a bucket when I come up, but normally they come up and they jump up, but I think that they're just too hot. I did notice that they're out of water, so I'm gonna head back and grab them a bucket. Alright, so I've got a little bit of water for them there. I put a little bit more in their wallow. Dominic made a pretty good wallow for them. He's after dumping a lot of water down there, so as you can see, it doesn't take much to get it nice and wet. I fully expect that I'm going to have to come back out in like an hour and fill up their water again because they're going to roll in it, but at least they'll get a little bit of hydration now. Another concern, because we have the new chicks, is how hot the shed is going to get. So, go away. Shoot. So the chicks are doing good. I just turned off the lamp. If they're not under the lamp, I'm gonna turn it off. It's not oppressively hot in here, but I did open the door, keep it barricaded for the bigger chickens to let a bit more airflow in here, because as the day goes on, it might get a little bit hotter. But so far, so good in here. I think the chicks are doing well. They've got lots of water and food. So we are down in the wildflower patch that has become the front yard. But we've been moving the sheep around, as we've been talking about lately. They move from place to place, and the front yard is an awesome place for us to just put them in sections for a day or two at a time. So we moved these guys this morning, and their shelter has been grand because it is really hot outside today and there's no trees. They've been going under there. So later on today, they're down on the bottom of the yard, because when the sun starts to go down, this is going to get nice and shady for most of the evening, so they should have a nice evening out grazing. But for now, I think they're just staying in out of the heat. One thing we've noticed about the sheep now that it's really hot outside is they've started actually drinking their water, whereas before they wouldn't touch it because there was enough moisture in the grass that they didn't really have to bother with it. But now with the drier weather and the heat, we find that they are drinking it a lot more, so we're coming down a couple times a day to refill the bucket, making sure that they have water as well. So that's what I'm doing now. And last but not least, I'm going to check on the meat chicks and just make sure that they have water. And we have a really big waterer for them, so they're actually fine. So when I go back out again later to give the pigs more water, I'll get them extra water then. But that's it for the heat. Getting everybody water.